what's up, guys? Coming up the video today. I want to talk about the what actually happened yesterday with Call of Duty there, and mostly this is actually a big thing there. Call of Duty is finally going to Nintendo products since 2013, or it's coming back to Nintendo products there. So the game is actually making its over to Nintendo. Um, the last time it was on Nintendo was in 2013. There, that's the last time Call of Duty was actually on Nintendo there. But mostly those games back then were kind of were kind of different. Call of Duties back then, minus like the Wii. The Wii one was actually the main game there, but mostly it was mostly pretty bad there, and the textures were pretty bad on the Wii version there back in the day, and same with the Wii U, and mostly they just didn't have that great of textures in those games there on the Wii back in the day. And now we get to see Call of Duty making a return to it there because Microsoft says if this Activision deal passes there, they will put Call of Duty on Nintendo there, and they said all gamers are allowed to actually play Call of Duty onto any platform they choose there. They're like, we will welcome Nintendo players with Xbox players and PlayStation players there to the Call of Duty experience there. And mostly they say that there, so the regulators saying they're not really being like cheap there. They're showing the regulators they're not being a monopoly there when they technically bought Activision Blizzard with almost with $6.8 billion there, almost $7 billion there. They are showing that they're not going to try to be a monopoly there. They're mostly going to keep the game on multiple platforms to years to come there. And mostly signing this deal there actually proves it there. They're keeping the games on multiple platforms there, and mostly signing this deal with Nintendo there. They're keeping this saying like, yeah, we're going to keep these games on multiple platforms. We're not going to get rid of them there, and that's what they're trying to do there. That's what they're trying to do there and stuff. They're not trying to get rid of Call of Duty off the PlayStation, or not off of any consoles or any competitors. Are not going to have it exclusive on Xbox and PC. They're just going to have it on multiple platforms there, and mostly that's actually pretty good there for the regulators to see that there. But or even if Sony is the only one is denying it there, even denying it there, even Microsoft tried to give them a 10-year deal and they denied it still, because I think the only reason why they're denying it there because they don't want the game to be on Game Pass there, and I will make another video on that later. Mostly I will make another video on that later, why that is a really stupid move by Sony there. But I think the real reason why is because they don't want the game on Game Pass there. That's what Sony wants. They don't want the game on Game Pass there. So that's the real reason why they don't. That's why they've been trying to push hard and saying this is a monopoly when it's not. So for back to the topic in hand, yes, this is actually pretty good there. Nintendo games are going to get, or Nintendo's finally going to get Call of Duty since 2013 there. It's going to be pretty interesting what they're going to do with the Switch games there. It's going to be pretty interesting what they're going to do with the Switch there overall, and stuff like that. It will be pretty interesting with how they're going to make the Switch version of Call of Duty on there. I don't know if they're going to try to put the Warzone mobile game on there and just say, okay, Warzone's on the Switch now. Now it's on all the consoles there. Possibly that could happen there because maybe the Switch could handle the Warzone mobile there. Or they're going to try to do something there like possibly have the same game, but kind of like make the graphics a little bit lower so the Switch can handle it there. So we might actually see what actually happens with those games there. Like they did that with a couple Call of Duty games there, like the OG Black Ops on the Wii was different compared to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 back in the day. Same with the with the Nintendo, like the handheld Nintendo games for this for like the handheld Nintendo games back then. Um, they were totally different compared to the actual game itself. They could do that also. Depends what they're gonna do with those games there. So we'll have to see there. It's not going to be like really like huge ass graphics. They're like we're not going to see. It's not going to be like huge like the Series X or the Series X and S and the PS5. We're not going to see Call of Duty running that well on it. But maybe this is going to be the possibly the same game, but it's going to be possibly lower graphics there compared to the Series X and S and the PS5 there, but we have to see what actually happens with those games. So what do you guys think about Call of Duty coming back to the Nintendo games? What do you think Call of Duty? What do you think about Call of Duty coming to the Switch there? Comment, rate, and response to Spurs. We like bros. Please subscribe. Hit the bell occasionally to uploads in my live streams. Response to Spurs. Like, I got out of peace.